Making a custom laser engraved tabletop. This video is going to demonstrate how to do laser engraving project from start to finish. There are many uses for a small, cost-effective laser in a machine shop. And you guessed it, this tabletop is at Conestoga College. And for your viewing pleasure, I included this time index table. In this case, our first step is to capture the image that we want to burn. Okay, we're going to start off with capturing an image. I need an image to put into LightBurn to burn it. So I got to start somewhere. So I'm going to go to the internet here. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to search Conestoga College logo, which I already done. So we'll go here. I'm going to go down. There's a bunch of different ones. I'm just going to right click. I'm going to click on this guy here. I'm going to right click on any object. And I'm just going to capture this image. Copy image. So I have this image here. Okay. And I'm going to go to LightBurn. Start up LightBurn. Now that we have the image, it's time to import it and edit it. I'm going to right click, paste. And if I'm doing this too quickly, let me know for next time. Now, what do you see here? Zoom in here. Grab onto this corner, zoom in here. What do you see here? The problem that I see, or potential problem that I see, if I'm trying to capture everything all at once, is these images, this turned from a gold to a gray, and this is a black image. It might be hard to get all of this and not snag the border, but that really doesn't matter for what we're doing. I'm going to do this in two captures, or I'm going to capture it once, and then I'm going to delete half of it. Because I want to make the C basically 14 inches by 14 inches. It's going to take up the whole thing. Then my second burn is going to say Conestoga, and then my third burn is going to say grinding area. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's capture this guy first. So, trace it. So now that I have this highlighted, so if I was over here and I went to click on, right click onto the image, all of a sudden I don't have anything here. But if I click on the image, then right click, go down to trace image. And if this image isn't exactly what you want, you can adjust it as well, but this image is good enough for what we're doing. Now you see how only if you take a look at the pink is what's being traced, and the C has nothing. So to do both, I could do them individually, which would probably be a little bit sharper and a more wiser way of doing it, but I'm just going to do it fast and dirty. Because it's only a tabletop and you won't really see it all that much. And I'll say, we're over here. Now, none of this stuff is selected. Now I'm going to slowly walk away. As I walk away, and let's zoom in and get a better image. That's not bad. That's pretty smooth flowing. And this isn't that bad either, because I took it from a pixelated image. And I'm burning it, so it's not that big of a deal. And I'll get rid of this border. So as soon as I hit OK, it's going to, I have my trace image, and I have another one selected here somewhere. So I trace the image. Now this image is all one piece. What I want to do is break it up into individual pieces. So right now, this is a grouped piece. So I'm going to click on any of these. See how they're all highlighted? Now I'm going to go from group to individual. So I can click away, and I'm just going to click on this guy. Now I'm going to hit the delete button. You won't see the delete button, but I'm hitting the delete button now. And now I have this image here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to delete the Conestoga part. And then I'm going to zoom in and make the C. So I'm going to save this. We'll go File, Save As. And we'll save it. Call that 1. Save it as 1. Then I'm going to delete this. Then I'm going to stretch this image to make it 14 by 14. Or pretty big. Get it to fit in the middle. So fit somewhere. Nope. We want that guy to stay together. So now we want this one to stay together. We're still in individuals. Did you see how when I clicked on this guy, only that one highlighted, only that one highlighted, only that one highlighted? Well, let's make this all one just to resize it. So when I go group, now this guy moves as a group. And I won't accidentally move this one 2 millimeters away, and then it'll look kind of wonky. So right around here is almost as big as this thing's going to go, at least for the printer, or the laser that I have. I have an Ortura 3. It's actually quite a nice little unit. For what it is, it's spot on. Okay, and you can get an expansion pack to make it twice the size, so it'll do 1428, which is kind of interesting. I haven't done that yet, but that's a future toy coming. So this is what I want here. So I'm going to save this as Conestoga C. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to get rid of the 1, and I'm going to call that C. C, go Yes. Then I'm going to open up the original one, Conestoga 1, and I'm going to delete the C and enlarge in the Conestoga. So I'll go Open, down to the bottom here, this guy here, Open. Do the same thing here, but highlight all of them. I'm hitting delete now. Okay, I'm gonna slow down. I am left clicking the mouse, circling what I want or touching what I want, letting go. Now everything's highlighted. Now I'm going to hit the delete button, and it's been deleted. Then I'm going to grab onto this guy. Oh, look. See how these are individual? No, no, no. I want the spacing and everything to be maintained, so I'm going to highlight everything, go up to here, go from individual to group. Now this is a group, so when I click on here, the O is not going to change. They're all going to change. Oh, about that big. And then I'll move this guy over. We'll call it that. There we go. We like that. Then we're going to go save. We'll go Save As. And I think I'm going to call this one Conestoga, Conestoga. Conestoga, Conestoga, so that I know that that's the lettering. We'll go Save. Let's add the lettering now. Okay, so it's time to get rid of this guy. Let's open up the other one. Actually, you know what? We'll just delete this. And we're going to insert letters. So I'm going to use the grinding area. Remember, the ones that we just had, let's go back. So, oh, I made a mistake. I didn't want to delete it. Okay, so here it is here. These are not letters. They look like letters, but they're not letters. They're an image. They're not letters. That's an image. So when I click on here, see how they all highlight? I'm going to hit delete again. Now I want to create letters. So I'm going to go here, and then you click anywhere you want. Just click, and it doesn't matter where, the size, or anything else. Now, what style of letter do I want? In my case here, I want Arial Black. I want this one, because I want it to be nice and pronounced. So I'm going to go grinding. Grinding area. Okay, well, that looks great and all that. I'm going to hit escape again, and now I can drag these guys because they're bound. So I'm going to click on here again to make these active again. So now you see how this guy's here, and I'm going to go through. Actually, I'm going to hit escape. There you go. I'm going to go up to here, and I'm going to say uppercase letters because I want them to be uppercase letters. Now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to grab one of the bottom arrows. I'm going to make it larger. Right around there. And that's about what I want. Okay. So now I'm going to save this. Go Save As. File. Save As. And I'm going to say Conestoga area. There we go. We got Conestoga area. Let's set the burning parameters. Back in LightBurn again. I'm going to do my settings. I'm not going to do my positioning or anything yet because I have to do that when I'm on the machine. And I have to move the machine up and down because my machine only has a 14 by 14 burn area. So I do want fill. And the weird thing is I use two different systems. I use my daughter's computer on the laser at work, and I use the work computer here. Something that no one will tell you, I'm using a corporate computer that has what they call imaging on it. And after a certain amount of time, the USB port shuts down on the laptop if it's not being moved. Even if it is being moved, it shuts down after about 15 minutes, and it'll kill the burn to it'll kill the signal to the laser, and which will stop your burning. It took a lot to figure this out. So in my situation, I cannot use a corporate computer to do the actual burning, but I can use a corporate computer to do all the programming, and that's what I do, and I transfer it via USB stick. I guess I could email the file to myself, but I don't do that. So you also have to make sure that you have this set up in either inch or metric. This unit's set up in inch, and the other unit's set up in metric. So every time I save and change a file, I have to go through and change this again. So what I want to make sure, in my case here, is I want to do 3,000, and I want to do around 50%. And also double check to make sure that I only have one pass on, because if I have multiple passes on, it takes a lot longer. Okay, so that guy's here now. How do you know it's going to do a fill pattern? So I'm going to select this, then I'm going to go up to this like a little TV screen here, click on this guy, and the red is the rapid traverse. Here, let's make this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. And the white is what's actually going to burn. You can invert this so you can see it. You can remove the shadowing and show just the area. Well, that's fine. How long does it take? It's going to take 7 minutes. Okie dokie. Let's open the other one up. Which one's this one? Oh, no, they're both grinding area. Okay. Let's open another one up here. Open, we'll go down to the bottom. We'll do the Conestoga one. And modify, yeah, we'll save it. That's fine. So this one here, let's try two different things. I'm at fill, and I'm going to change this guy here to 3,000. Now this is inches, so we can't go that fast. And we'll change this guy to 50. And it's one pass. That's the most important part. So now let's take a look here, and we'll see. Let's highlight everything we want to burn. And we'll go up to here. And this guy says 50 some minutes. Okay. It's burning a lot faster than what I'm actually going to burn when I actually do it, because this burn's going to take me about 2.5 to 3 hours to burn this, because it is as large as I can make it. So let's try something a little bit different. If we take a look, these guys are all selected as one. I'm going to do these individually because, again, let's take a look here. Do you see all of the red, how it's going to burn here at the same feed, go across, burn here, same feed, go across, burn here, back and forth. So what I want to do is break these up to individual pieces. So at this speed, which isn't quite accurate, it says it's about an hour. Okay, so let's try another thing. I'm going to break these guys up. So we're going to go, instead of being a group, we're going to say individual. So now that's an individual, that's an individual, and that's an individual. So I'm going to turn around and click on this large C and then make it blue. Then I'm going to click on this C here and I'm going to make it red. So now I have 3 different burns, and I can select them and make them burn when I want them to burn. So before we get all excited, let's change this over. We're going to change this to 3,000 because we want everything to be the same. And we'll change this guy here to 50 and make sure there's one burn. Say OK. We'll click on this guy here. We'll go 3,000. And what you leave in this window here, it will come up the next time you go to use it. So it's 3 passes. Fool me once. I only want 1 pass. Make all default. Yeah, there we go. Make that default. So it's only 1 pass next time. So I have 3 different colors. I have a black, a blue, and a red. 3 different burns. So now let's select all of these burns. They're all fill. They will all look the same. But do you see how there's less red? And I saved about 7 minutes. But it's going to be saving a lot more. I'll probably save about a half hour doing it this way. So depending on the setup you want, you don't want to click everything. You want to click one piece at a time. Okay, so that's my setup that I want. And now it's time to go burn. Let's prepare the table. If you take a look at the before image, the table's a mess. And the biggest problem was the vise in the grinding area. We don't need a vise in the grinding area. Once we remove that vise and clean everything up, it will be much easier to maintain cleanliness. After a lot of sanding, I laid out where the surface plates are going to go so I can position the laser engraving machine so I can put the pattern in the exact spot that I want it. Okay, so another idea that I came up to preserve this is a used piece of plexiglass, but it's good enough. Lay out the table and set the laser up. The idea is now I have this set down. The surface plate is going to go here. The other surface plate is going to go here. So what I want is a large C in this area here, and then followed by Conestoga, and then I think across here maybe in the front, not on the edge here, but more into the center, where it says grinding area. Because this is our grinding area. Okay, so I'm going to turn the machine on. You're going to press and hold for a minute, or for a couple seconds, as that light starts flashing. This thing clicked on, told me you heard that little bink telling me that it's on, zeroing itself out. Now down the road I might get the expansion pack for this to make this table twice as long, but we will see. Okay, so what I want to open up is the Conestoga C1, I believe. Okay, see if that guy opened up. Yeah, sure. And my Conestoga C opens up. This is as big as I can make this within the table reach, I believe. So we're going to do line. We're going to kill the power a little bit. We'll go fast. So I just want to see where it's at. Click on here. Hang on a second. Zoom in a bit here. Oh, click onto here, and I want this to be 3000. And I'm only doing a trace. So let's go 3000. And we'll make this 20% just so I can see it. Say okay. And let's frame the job. So I'm framing it now, and I'm going to hit the expand here so we can see it move. Okay, that's an issue. Okay. So what happened there is, if we take a look, we're hitting on the bottom. I didn't set this. That was my problem. I didn't set this for cutting on the table here. So we need to drop this leg down and lift our head up, because I was on the platform last time I burned. That's all you have to do. So my bad. Let's bring this back over here. Move it away a small amount. And let's stop this completely. Go home. Let's rehome this. Okay, now let's frame it. So I'm going to click on frame right here. And it uses a laser, so it's going all the way down to the bottom. That's a good amount on the bottom. And all the way over. That's not bad. So push this up against the wall here. Now it's square again. And let's do an actual burn at 20%. But before I do that, I need to make sure that I have my glasses on. So I'm going to stop the video for a second and put my glasses on. Okay, so now that I got my glasses back on and everything is orange, what I want to be careful of, I want everything to come, but I don't want to hit these holes ideally. So let's see what this looks like when we burn this at 20%. It's just a very, very faint line. I don't know if you can see that or not. You can smell it. That's really about it. That's actually not bad. It'd be nice if it was up higher, but because the table back is here, I can't really get any further out that way. I guess I could turn the machine sideways and do it that way, but I'm not going to do it. That's good enough. I don't know if you can see it or not. So now let's fill this guy in. So to do that, let's switch. I'm going to go 4,000. So that's probably my max. Let's see. Come on now. 4,000. And let's go, let's say 50%. Come on. Hard to do with one hand. Let's say 50%. We'll say okay. And let's see what this looks like when it burns. So let's go to play here. My settings. And here. Oh, let's stop that. Okay. We need to switch this from, let's zoom in here. So what I'm changing is I'm changing line to fill. And then I have my settings there. And then let's go start. So it's going to zoom back and forth. And since this is going to stink up the whole machine shop with the wood burning smell, I should probably let security know that I am, oh, that's going to take a long time, that I'm lasering and that it's going to smell like something like wood burning. We'll check in on this in a few minutes and see what we get. Okay, so this is going to take a long time to burn. So I stopped it here, and what I noticed when I go through this pattern here, what you have is you're going to do this piece all the way across. So here, let's take a look and see what the actual burn looks like. All this is wasted movement. So let's not do that. So let's turn around and click this guy here, and we'll make this blue, and we'll make this guy here red, and we'll turn around and we'll copy all the settings to each. So we'll say 4,000, and make sure this guy's on one pass, because that's important that you only get one pass out of these guys here. So 4,000, and what was I at, 70? No, 50. Say okay. We'll make red the same thing. 4,000. And 50. This will actually cut much, much faster. Okay, see what that looks like. And this says it's going to take 3 hours to cut. Takes what it takes, right? But let's go back and double check something here, because I always make this mistake. Look, 3 passes on that guy. That should be 1. 1 pass. 1 pass. Okay, so now let's take a look and see how long it takes. Now it says an hour and hour and a half, basically. Okay, that's fine. Let's start over. So I'm going to start over, and I'm going to double check to make sure it starts in the same spot. It starts in the same spot again. And on a job like this, it doesn't matter, just as long as we're close. And it doesn't matter if I burn a little bit deeper, because it's a tabletop that's going to be covered. Starting to look pretty good. Okay, so I'm writing the Conestoga in, so I want to make sure that it's very, very faint. Make sure that everything lines up nicely. I'm not really lining this up. I'm actually using spacers on the back of the machine and pushing it to the back so that it'll be perpendicular. But that looks pretty good. So all I did is open it up, put it to the bottom, as low as I can go. Okay, so now let's do the Conestoga letter. I am extremely pleased with the results. It turned out great. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section. I tried to make this video to show you how easy it is to use one of these laser systems. I'm also using the software LightBurn. There is an annual fee attached to that, but in my opinion, I think it's worth the money. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night. If you got any value out of this video, please like and subscribe.